Yes, 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 yes. Good morning. It is December 21st, 2020, 9:30 a.m. here on the East Coast. I am currently on the East Coast. I know not all of us are on the East Coast, but we'll get to that right now. My name is Adam Handler. I am your case handler. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, 93.5 FM. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. Good morning, Squeezing his green juice, broadcasting live. The BioLife. Is it a BioLife green juice? I don't know. We'll get to that in a second. But broadcasting live from the BioStar down in Jamaica. I hate him for being down there, but I'm also very envious. Again, my name is Adam Handler. I'm an attorney. I am your case handler. We are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. I believe my partners, Nelson, the Maverick Madrid, and Conrad, the Maestro Pollack, will be joining us. But let's just talk a little bit about our firm. If you're listening to us for the first time, welcome. Thank you so much. We call this show Cruising with the Case Handler. And if those of you watching on Facebook Live, you can see a picture of Squeeze and I cruising in the car. And that's what we do every morning here, ladies and gentlemen. We talk about our firm. We talk about our practice. We talk about the wonderful things that we've done for our clients, past and present. And we also talk about the things that we could potentially do for you. I don't like to say the word miracle because it's a very holy term, but the things we're able to do for our clients here with respect to personal injury and legalizing their status here in the United States may just be short of a miracle because they are extraordinary. Maybe that's the best word, extraordinary. What we do here, ladies and gentlemen, is extraordinary legal work. And all you got to do is give us a call, have our number saved, use our number if you ever need it. Our phone number, I'll give it out a few times, is 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529, or easy to remember, 844-PPID law. PPID is the initials of our firm, Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We are a full-service law firm here in Manhattan. What do? We do personal injury. We do immigration. We do criminal defense, real estate, matrimonial. You got a legal question, we got a legal answer. You got a legal problem. Squeeze, what do we got?
We got a legal solution.
Yes, there we go. You know, that green juice is working. The brain is sharp this morning. Excellent. That's right. You got a legal problem. We got a legal solution. Conrad just logged on. Nelson, I believe, is logging on. And we are in the final weeks of this year, right? Christmas week. I even got my little Santa Claus right there. You know I love Christmas week for many, many reasons. But we are here. We have a great show planned for you today. Again, ladies and gentlemen, the time is running out for you to get that free phone consultation. We've been pushing it since March when we brought Conrad and Nelson onto the Cruising with the Case Handler show, giving out free legal advice over the phone. We're doing free consultations over the phone. After the new year, we'll be charging a nominal fee as long as you mention the case handler or mention the maestro or mention Cruising with the Case Handler or Squeeze, or just make some reference to this show. We'll of course give you that discounted consultation. But if you want that free phone consultation, ladies and gentlemen, you've got nothing to lose. If you're sitting there right now not understanding what you can do for you and your family with respect to U.S. immigration, give us a call. If you're possibly facing deportation proceedings, give us a call. If you've applied for something through immigration services and still haven't had an answer yet and wondering why that is, give us a call. The phone call is free. The information is free. It makes no sense whatsoever to be sitting listening to this show and saying, what are my options? Give us a call. We are Pollack, Isaac, DeSico, 844-774-3529, 844-774-3529. Squeeze, good morning to you. How is Jamaica, my friend?
It's still here.
Yeah, it is still there.
It's still here.
Wait a minute, you're back in Jamaica? What are you there, like once a month?
It doesn't even bring us. It's ridiculous.
I needed a break, man. I was burnt, so I needed a break. I had to get away. And, was freezing my butt off up there, There's the guy who
after I'm done, man, I want to come back and squeeze.
Oh, no, you don't. Believe me, you do not. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it's called Cruisin with a Case Handler. We're going to be talking about personal injury. We're going to be talking about immigration. Adam later on will demonstrate one of the true success stories of a client that he has helped right here on the show. It's 93.5 WKB FM. It's also, of course, Facebook. We're awaiting Nelson to turn on his camera, one of the partners of the firm, PPID, Pollack, Isaac, and Nasico. But Conrad and Adam, I need for you to, I'm going to ask a question on behalf of everyone. So, starting
before you say, I just wanted the reason I logged on late and the reason Nelson's not here. We have a emergency. Somebody was picked up by ICE last night, and we're working on finding where he is so we can see what the deal is. So, point being, they're still out there, and immigration. Nothing has changed. On the contrary, it's probably even more dangerous right now than it was previously because this is their last month in power, and they are doing everything they can to get as many people detained and as many people deported as they can before they're done. Believe it or not, they haven't done enough. They haven't done enough. The administration hasn't done enough damage to the system. They're not done yet. They want more. And basically, they're out there in force, and they're trying to grab every person they can. And in fact, this guy that they picked up last night, serious danger to the community. I think the restaurant owner where he worked was complaining that he just broke. They couldn't take it anymore. He broke too many dishes. Right? Yeah, no joke. No joke. They're like dishwashers, housekeepers, construction workers. Doesn't matter. That nonsense about just they're going after the bad guys and all the bad dudes. We're going to get rid of only them. It's total nonsense. Fiction. They grab anybody. They might be looking for the criminal, but if there's some nanny in the way at the door when they're looking for that criminal's not there, they grab the nanny instead. You'll do. All right, we'll deport you instead. That's basically the attitude. That's the philosophy of this administration. And thankfully, we're a month away. All right? We're a month away. It's about to end. And they know it. And they know that the Biden administration is going to be taking a totally, hopefully opposite tack in terms of the way they treat immigrants and the way the country, they're going to recognize that the fact that actually immigrants contribute to this country, and it's not just detrimental, only negative, they only take, and all they do is hurt the country. That's this administration's way of thinking. That's, again, fiction, and that's about to change. So good times ahead, but still, that does not mean we let our vigilance down. ICE is still out there in force.
Right, very much so. And it leads to what I wanted to talk with you about, Conrad, and Adam, more so you, Conrad. A lot of folks out there right now, I like bringing to their attention that their status in the United States may be the most important priority in their lives right now. And what I wanted to ask you, when they start paying the consultation next year, will you allow that consultation to go towards their retainer if they retain you?
Yes, always.
Okay, beautiful. I just wanted to
always.
Whatever the consultation fee is, that will go towards a retainer if and when they hire the firm.
Correct.
Okay, beautiful. Just wanted to make sure of that. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you hire them, there's no consultation. That's pretty much what he's saying. All right. So remember, you heard Conrad speaking about the fact that ICE is still picking up people. They're still enforcing things. The laws are there. They're still enforcing these laws, or they're pushing them. Once again, make the call the firm, hire them. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. I am speaking with Conrad Pollack, the managing partner of the firm. I spoke with Adam Handler, the case handler who runs the personal injury department, and he's a partner there. And Nelson Madrid, the maverick, the man who deals with those major situations like the one he's dealing with right now, is here on the panel now. Nelson, a partner in the firm, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I know you're grinding, man. I am all right.
I am definitely grinding.
Look at that stack of files next to Nelson. I love, he may not love to see it, but I love to see it. You know why? Because it really further illustrates the difference between us and the other attorneys that either broadcast on this station or broadcast on other platforms, in that we are all practicing attorneys. We're not just here selling the services of our firm and then putting your case off to somebody else, right? When somebody gets hurt in an accident and they want the case handler, they get the case handler. When somebody is facing deportation and they want the Maverick, they get the Maverick. If somebody has other adjustments that they need assistance with, or citizenship or extensions of visas, they come to the Maestro. I mean, we are all practicing attorneys. We are all, before this pandemic, attorneys that went to court, carried our own briefcases, carried our own files, met with clients in and out of the office. And it's not just show business, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are advertising the services of our firm. We're hopefully providing quality information to you folks listening on 93.5 FM or on Facebook and Instagram. But we are also practicing attorneys that are actually working on your case to make sure that you have the most successful result possible. And that's something that really should set us apart from most of the other law firms that are doing similar advertising to us.
Listen, and while we're on the topic of practicing attorneys, I may have to jump off soon. I've been dealing with a detainee. I have a client that was picked up yesterday, and I've been speaking with the family. So I may have to jump off soon. I got to make phone calls. I got to find out what exactly is going on. So I just wanted to let everybody know, if I jump off, I'm not being rude. I am multitasking.
I'm sure that client and his family will very much appreciate you jumping off the Cruisin with the Case Handler show to deal with a life emergency.
He's jumping out of the car, but his feet's gonna hit the ground running, man.
Right. It's like one of those movies. We're not even gonna stop. We're just gonna open the car door and he's gonna just jump and roll and then stand up and then run back. Tuck and roll.
But Nelson, I just want to say I appreciate what it is that you do, man. And I want everyone that's listening here. It's Monday, December the 21st. This is not a tape. I repeat, it's not a tape. This is what I love about this firm, practicing attorneys. They're actually working while they're actually here on the radio. They're actually working right now as we do this show. And that's what I love about them. That's the reason why I say everyone, every single person that's tuning into the station, if you have an immigration need, you need to call PPID. So call them, 844-774-3529. Save the number, pass the number on to someone, and just hire them. Let them do the work. That's what they are good at. 844-774-3529. So Nelson, how many of these cases have you handled, man? Countless, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for a long time. Again, I've been doing this for almost 14 years. We used to obviously do a lot more, but now they have certain government agencies handling them, but we still get a lot of detained cases. We do detain cases, again, all over the United States. Immigration law is federal law. So even though you're admitted in even though you're admitted in New York, you can go to other states and represent people in other states. I've been to Texas, Connecticut, Pennsylvania. I've got a case going on in North Carolina. So, I got a case coming up in Vermont. There's definitely a lot going on all over the United States. It's not just New York.
Gotcha. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, 844-774-3529. Going to jump off with a quick immigration question here, and then we come back to you, Adam, with a true success story of the personal injury side. It says here, hello, we submitted an IR5 visa, child to mother, and the NBC said it was documentarily accepted. How long does it normally take for an interview with the embassy? And is there any rejection possibility after the acceptance? Much appreciated.
IR5 is just the visa classification. It's a citizen. It's either, I believe it's a citizen applying for a parent or vice versa. But it's immediate relative. Typically a case like that in normal times takes a year or so. It depends on what consulate, how long it's going to take, especially, a lot of the posts have been closed. It's impossible to predict. Typically, I'd say an average 4 months from the time the case is documentarily qualified at the NVC to be scheduled for 5, maybe 6 months. So that's again, that's the best guess at this point.
Okay. I think this one is a little bit vague. Can you file an affidavit of support if you've received welfare in the past?
You can have that one, Nelson.
Well, I guess, are you petitioning for someone, or
Well,
are
what's
you
an
just
affidavit? What's an affidavit of support?
an affidavit of support is typically required for family-based cases. An affidavit of support is basically one person vouching for another that that person will not become a public charge at some point in the future. So hypothetically, you are petitioning for your spouse. You don't have, the petitioner always has to file an affidavit of support, regardless of whether they have enough income or not. But let's assume you don't have enough income. You would get what's called a joint sponsor, and that person would provide financials, and basically that person would be financially responsible for the beneficiary if the beneficiary were ever to apply for public benefits. They would look to that joint sponsor to be financially responsible. Receiving welfare in the past, I guess it would really depend on how long ago that person received welfare or public benefits. But if you have enough income, both based on employment and, you have money in the bank and you own property, sure, why not?
Well, it's also going to be determinative when the case began, because that will determine whether they're subject to the new public charge rule or
I
not.
was about to ask about that.
If they're subject to the new public charge rule, best of luck to you. All right, doing this on your own, good luck.
And that's the reason why I say people don't do it. Don't do it. Conrad's being a little bit cynical there, but what he's simply saying is don't do it on your own. Don't even try it.
As far as the new public
Don't wanna do
charge,
it.
as far as the new public charge rule goes, it's a 20-page form. It's not just filling out that I-864 anymore. It's just subject to that new rule, which I don't know when they filed their case. I don't know when they began, but if they are subject, as I said, they're going to look back and say, I remember speaking to asking the question on that radio show to those lawyers, and here we are 2 years later, and I'm still trying. I wish I remember their name, because I still can't get my relative here because they got denied because I was on welfare.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty
No,
much.
you said Conrad being cynical, but in a way, we're giving you like, the doctor talk, when they don't sugarcoat it. I'm sure Conrad is just, by now, he probably doesn't faze him anymore, but the amount of people that you speak to, Conrad, that have tried to do this themselves and have screwed it up in all phases of immigration is probably just overwhelming. I mean, listen, I'm sure people can figure a way once in a while to navigate through the loopholes and get it done. But I mean, for something that important, for something that could change your life and your family's life for generations to come, why would you take that risk to save a few hundred or a few $1,000s? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, first off,
None.
probably half the cases we see are either from other lawyers that screwed up the cases, or from people that try to do it themselves and just got stuck. Probably half of the cases we see, all right, easily. Plus, in the defense of people doing it themselves, they've seen their cousins, they've seen their brothers, they've seen their neighbors over the years that were able to navigate the system themselves successfully. And yeah, maybe it took a little longer than it should have, but they didn't end up spending a couple of thousand on a lawyer, and they were able to do it themselves. Times have changed, ladies and gentlemen. This Trump administration, if there's anything, and granted, they have not been competent at many things, but if there's any area of competency in which they have demonstrated competence, it's in the field of immigration. And I don't mean that in a positive way. They have done everything they can to damage and to damage the immigration system that we've all known for all these years, me, 35 plus years.
Very hard.
They have been very competent at making things a lot more difficult for immigrants. And one indication of that is the public charge rule that we're talking about right now. If you're subject to that public charge rule and you've got any, forget welfare. I mean, you could, if you receive public housing vouchers, that's going to affect your case. Welfare is going to substantially affect your case. Depends on when it was, right? But again, if you're subject to the public charge rule, I wish you a lot of luck in getting this case through without a lawyer, really, because you're going to need it.
And just to add to that, something we see a lot of is people who started with another attorney did not feel comfortable with that attorney, remained with that attorney, and now their case isn't only screwed up, it's beyond repair, right? Because they lost with that attorney, they appealed with that attorney and lost with that attorney, right? So now it's even difficult to come back and, and say, again, one of the things you always have to show is that you exercise due diligence, right? So if you feel you're not being properly and adequately represented, you need to be proactive. You can't just sit there with your arms crossed and say, well, yeah, my attorney's subpar and I've been with him for 8 years, and oh, guess what? I found out he wasn't a good lawyer, The courts want to see that you've taken steps to remedy that problem, that you went out, hired another lawyer, in fact, as Conrad said, many of the cases we get are from people who are presently being represented by other attorneys who have not even met with the client, who saw the client one time to get that retainer fee and never saw the client again. The client is scheduled for an individual hearing or a trial, and the client still hasn't met with their lawyer. The client has been meeting with paralegals. We don't work that way. We obviously are a lot different. I believe we give the clients the service which they pay for. And, I've squeezed it. It's funny. I've had a client once say, you're the only lawyer who admits to not winning every case. Absolutely. It happens. I can't win every case. The facts are not always on my side, but I've lost cases and had those clients where I've lost cases refer other clients to me and say, you did an amazing job. I said, but I lost, but you fought for me. And I know you fought for me and you did everything you could for me. And that's a great feeling.
Segueing from what Nelson was just talking about, and we've talked about this case that we've been working on now for a long time. We've talked about on air previously. We have a client who's still detained, an Indian client who's been in the United States for almost 30 years, who's detained down in Louisiana currently, that we're trying to keep him here. Immigration's been trying to move him, deport him. And we've been doing everything we can in federal court to keep him here. And this is a case that the gentleman was represented by another lawyer previously. Unfortunately, that other lawyer did substantial damage to his case at the time. And as a result, either direct or indirectly, this person was picked up by immigration. They came to his house in the middle of the night. I showed up and took him away, and he's been in detention in jail since then for a couple of months now. This is a guy who's been in the country since 1993, has 3 U.S. citizen kids here, is married to a U.S. citizen, a wife who applied for him, submitted the I-130 for him. One of his of his 3 minor kids, little kids, is seriously ill. They don't care. They're still trying to deport this guy. I can't even begin to tell you about the torture that the federal government has inflicted on this family as a result of this situation. Now, granted, the guy has a deport order for 20. He was ordered deported by a judge 20 years ago. Clean record, no criminal issues. Been working, supporting his family, drives a taxi, pays his taxes, does everything. He's the embodiment of the American dream. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And this is a case, by the way, that there was an article in Newsday about it a couple weeks ago, and our clients and our firm lawyers were just interviewed by WPIX, and there's going to be a segment airing on TV this week. I don't know exactly when yet. I'm in touch with the reporter. In fact, she's been texting me all morning. But it's going to be on this week, which will announce when. But this is an example of the level of cruelty that the federal government, that the Immigration Service is capable of, and the type of work that we do at our firm to prevent that from happening, or at least to alleviate some of the suffering that some of our clients, some of the people go through. And that's no joke.
There we go. Conrad Pollack, Nelson Madrid, respectively, of course. The partners in the firm, Conrad being the managing partner, Nelson, partner in the firm also, they are of the immigration department. And of course, we've got this gentleman that we call Adam Handler. They call him the case handler. They call him the shark. They call him Beast. They call him the hot stepper. They call him the Jamaican. They call him so many different names. Why? I tell you what, I'll let him demonstrate why they call him all those names. All right. Why he put a smile on people's face, even when they get hurt sometimes. So, Adam Handler.
My brother, thank you so much for that introduction. And yes, we are a full service law firm. You know, we can't stress that enough. I don't mess with the immigration. My deal is personal injury. I love it. It's what I do every day. I'm extremely passionate about it. I've helped thousands of people in my career, nearly at $130 million for clients that have signed on that dotted line and hired me as their attorney, you know, taking that opportunity for that one chance. Because we say it all the time, one chance, one choice of lawyer, and I'm your case handler. A case that I'm really proud of that we settled earlier this year during the midst of the pandemic actually was a construction accident. And, you know, we talk about these workplace accidents, we talk about these construction accidents. Maybe we don't talk about them enough, but these can be some of the most serious accidents because they usually involve you falling off something or something falling on you or an unsafe work condition, maybe a defective tool or an otherwise unsafe situation that causes you, serious injury. And usually you have broken bones, surgery, missing time from work, possibly never even returning. This was a case where a gentleman fell from a ladder. We settled it for $925,000. Squeeze, if you can read that quote for me, I would appreciate it.
It says, I didn't expect my case to turn out this good. They were excellent. If you get hurt, call them. They will make sure you'll be all right. Dylan from Elmont, New York. And this was a construction accident. And ladies and gentlemen, this figure is mind-blowing. $925,000. $925,000. Adam Handler did that. He did that. And this is great, Adam.
Yeah, it was a very, very serious case. Obviously, this is a gentleman that was working as they call him sandhogs. He worked trying to expand that eastern access tunnel for the Long Island Railroad, and he's working underground. The conditions are they're muddy. There's a lot of moisture, and he's on the ladder and slipped off the ladder and fell and broke his arm and broke his elbow and broke his wrist. He was out of work for a couple of years. We got all his time out of work compensated. So this is $925,000 in addition to all the medical bills being paid, a settlement from workers' compensation insurance of additional money, and all of a sudden, his time out of work paid. And they're, of course, trying to blame him for the accident, saying that he wasn't properly using the ladder and that he should have been more careful and it's his fault that he fell off. But we were obviously able to prove that differently, and we were able to settle it for $925,000, of course, tax-free money to Dylan and his family. He made an excellent recovery, a wonderful result, especially since his case wouldn't be coming up for trial for another year or so in Queens. So $925,000 for that family. But listen, this is what we do: millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars for our clients. Over $20 million in this year alone, 20 million in 2020, something we're very proud of. But that's how we do it here at Pollack, Isaac DeSico. I used the word exceptional earlier on in the show, and I really do believe that that's a word we should start stressing more, because our representation is exceptional. Our results, although we can never guarantee a future outcome, our results have been exceptional. And the way we treat you like family is exceptional. If that's important to you, use our number, save our number. Hopefully you never need it. God forbid you do. We are Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. I'm your boy. I'm your case handler. We do things very differently from the attorneys that you'll hear in a few minutes broadcasting top of the hour or later on in the day on this station. But if you believe in me and you believe in the maestro, Pollack, Isaac DeSico.
The number once again is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's Adam Handler.
Did I miss it? Did I miss it?
Like this much.
Ah, that's
844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. Let's get back to some immigration questions before we conclude our show here, man. Let's squeeze in these questions here. All right. And thank you for still staying on, Nelson. It says here, I am filing for a green card for my mother. There is a part in the form that is asking for her parents' birthday information. She isn't sure about that information. Can you just leave that section empty? Here we go again. People trying to do the stuff by themselves.
Well, here's another, based on similar to what I was just talking about, following up on that. Here's another new rule. If you leave any space blank on the form, guess what happens?
Getting rejected.
That's right. Or it gets denied. So there's your answer.
Okay.
You know, and just to add to that, you know, I actually read an article on that this past weekend. They're doing this intentionally, by the way.
Mhm.
They're doing this intentionally.
Well, everything we're talking about is intentional.
Right. So you could blow a deadline.
What they're doing is to try to make immigrants' lives
Right. Right. So you could blow a deadline, because if you wait until the very last minute to file it and it's rejected, they're going to now say it was untimely filed if you refile. You know, we've had people who have called in and said, you know, they returned the forms to me. Why? You know, obviously people don't understand, as Conrad just said, any question that is left blank, that can cause the application to be rejected. So
well, that's the reason why you guys are there. You guys are attorneys. That's your job. And I keep telling people is don't do it yourself. Well, you don't know everything.
Here's another little tidbit of information on a case like this. They're subject to the travel ban. What that means, do everything right, fill out your forms, don't leave any spaces blank, it gets approved. Unless the travel ban expires or is lifted, they're not coming anyway, right? Because there's a travel ban in place for this category of cases.
Unbelievable. Once again, folks, the number is 844-774-3529. 844-774-3529. I still have one more question, gentlemen. It says here, hi, we're currently filling out the DS-260 filing, I guess the DS-260, and our sponsor is 84 years old with 7,000 annual pension and is not submitting ITR. What possible reason can we put in the explain part? Here we go again, people filling out the stuff. You know, thanks in advance. Note, we have a co-sponsor already. Once again, I am still trying to get it. It seems like people now more and more are trying to do this themselves, not understanding that they're trying to screw you. I said it, okay? Call the firm. But gentlemen, I'll let you answer that one. People are calling, they're basically texting and asking you to fill out the form for them.
You know, I got to be honest with you. I personally never feel comfortable answering those questions, because if something goes wrong, guess whose fault it is? Guess who they're going to blame?
They're going to say, Nelson told me what to put in the form.
You know, so I typically don't like to answer very specific questions like that, because it could also, somebody could misconstrue that and think I am their lawyer and that I represent them and that I am giving them legal advice.
Good point.
You know, but obviously, as they know, that is a problem. And that could cause their case to be denied or be delayed, or they could issue a request for evidence.
There's also more information we need. Again, we're talking about which public charge rule, the old one or the new one. If it's the new one, they're going to have some serious problems. Even under the old rule, they're going to have some issues. The co-sponsor, how much money is that person making? What do his taxes look like? How large is his family? How large is the family of the people that the person's being sponsored? You know, I mean, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered. That it's not that simple, folks. It's just not that simple.
There you go. Gentlemen, I want to say thanks to you, but people that's watching us right now, once again, I am asking you, please share on as many pages as you can. People can go back and watch it. All right. But remember, it's very, very important that you do not, and that's going to be what I'm going to be pushing moving forward. Don't work on your case yourself. Let the attorneys do it. All right. Let them do it. Let them work on it. We have seen so many situations where people are getting denied, people are screwing up their paperwork and then coming to the firm for help. Come on. get it done right the first time by going to the firm. Call them, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Make the call to Pollack, Isaac, and DeSico. We refer to them as PPID. And of course, handling immigration and yes, personal injury. Adam Andler, thank you also so much for being here and helping people to get the maximum compensation they deserve.
What I do, it's what I love, Squeeze. So thank you so much. Enjoy your wonderful, well-earned, well-deserved vacation down there and your family. Are you gonna be down there for Christmas?
Yeah, I'll be down here, but it's not a vacation, man. I'm just working from a different view. That's all.
Yeah, I don't care what you say. When you can open up and look at that beautiful water, it's vacation. So it's a working vacation. I don't care what you say.
And not have to shovel snow and deal with the snow. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, like nobody feels sorry for you, Squeeze. Like it's freaking vacation. You're in Jamaica, all right?
Just because I'm here, I'm gonna show you the view, man. Some of us didn't show us the ski trips. I haven't been skiing since college. Would love to go. Just water.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Just water. But listen, I will say this much. You all have an open invitation. It's on me. I got friends in this town. All right.
Do I have to share a bed with Nelson, or do we get individual beds?
No, and individual room.
All right.
Okay. I thought you and Conrad would be roomies. That would
yeah,
be,
that's right. You might show on the case handler.
We got Conrad. We got you. We got. As a matter of fact, we should, when the pandemic is over, we should actually do a show from down here.
I think it would be great. I don't know if Conrad would want to do that, but maybe we'll bring Alan instead.
Yeah, do a proper immigration forum from here. Especially with the fact that there's so many people in the entertainment industry that needs help. I need to understand more about that, and the O visas and the PV.
That could be very interesting. Absolutely.
Very, very important,
Oh, do you want to do something like that this week about O's and P's?
Yes, would love that. Very, very important. A lot of those questions are popping up now that people realize that things are going to open up next year and it's going to come real. Everyone's going to be.
All right. Well, we have a lot of different lawyers at the firm and a lot of different immigration lawyers within our department. Alexandra Bondakov is the boss lady, as we call her. She hasn't been on in a while, so maybe we'll get her to wake up earlier than usual. All right, and come on the show. What do you think?
Absolutely, that would be great. And I'd probably just bring some guests on from this side here in Jamaica that is in the entertainment industry that would love to ask questions about that, managers and so forth. Some of the artists. All right.
Great.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, the number for the firm is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Have yourself an amazing day. Private results do not guarantee similar outcome, but make sure to reach out to PPID, 844-774-3529.
Thank you.